Raymond Jeffrey, also known as Brother and Lakeman of River Sally, St. Patrick, passed away on Friday, 17th June at the age of 59. He was the father of Jamie John, Cheyenne and Sharia Charles, grandfather of Zara Ava, brother of Merlin and Glendora Jeffrey, Jesse Smith, Kim Jeffrey Peters, McKinney Barry, Teresa Olive and Teresa Charles, uncle of many including Kerry Dossett, Jason McLeod, Carolina George, Caden Peters, Mikey Charles, Kellon Olive, and Ada Barry. Nephew of Veronica, also known as Lillian, Alton, also known as Brother Felix, George Dossett, and Garnet Jeffrey. Many other relatives and friends, including Jeffrey and John families of River Sally, Anita Batiste and family, Jocelyn Peters and family, Dossett, Dunbar, and Batiste families of Tivoli, John family of Conference, Steele family of Grenville, friends and neighbors of River Sally, La Portrie, Tivoli, and surrounding areas. Funeral service for the late Raymond Jeffrey of River Sally, St. Patrick, will take place on Thursday, 30th June at 10 a.m. Funeral service will be held at the Temple of Deliverance Pentecostal Church, River Sally, St. Patrick. Interment to be at the River Sally Cemetery. Arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home.
Adele Sabrina Leonard, also known as Awu, of Marquis, who resided at Union St. Andrew, owner of Dell's Closet, Grenville, passed away on Sunday, 22nd May 2022, at the age of 34. She is survived by her grandmother, Margaret Leonard, mother, Lauren Leonard, father, Alban Paul in Canada, sister, Sasha Leonard, stepfather, Andy Paul, stepmother, Michelle Sargent, partner, Cedric Paisady, nephews, Cameron Leonard and Dijon Caliste, aunts and uncles, Ingrid Richardson, Hazel and Joby, Merlin Dion in Canada, Sherry Ann, Devon and Nigel Leonard, cousins, Shelley Richardson, Abigail and Delroy Joby, Chandel Punch, Talisa, Nicole and Devonta Leonard. Other beloved family members and friends, Lisa Roberts and family, Antoinette Regis and family, Anna Alexander and family, Terence Regis and family, Neri John, Ajamu, Phyllis Paisady and family, Jacinta Alexis and family, the Caesar and Antoine families in the USA, the Leonard and Joby families, Dell's Closet Clique and customers, and neighbors and loved ones of Marquis, Union and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Adele Sabrina Leonard, also known as Awu, of Marquis, who resided at Union St. Andrew, will take place on Thursday, June 30th at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Grenville Pentecostal Church and entombment will be at the Grand Bras Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Joan Greta Alexander, also known as Joni, of Bellevue St. George, who resided at Mardi Gras, passed away on Saturday, 18th June 2022, at the age of 80. She was the mother of Janice James and Althea Bruno in the USA, Annette Ed, Kester and Peter Johnson in Grenada, grandmother of Judy James, also known as Pinks, Lindana, Ryan and Adron Eds, Roxanne Barris, Cassandra, Kayleen and Crystal Johnson in Grenada, Raja and Raquel James, Rosemary, Ashton, Keishia Alonso, Pathia and Tristan Bruno, and Cassil Johnson in the USA, and Erdlyn Samuel in England, great-grandmother of 13, sister of Ursula Johnson in England, Gilbert and Guillaume Johnson in the USA, Linda Alexander in Canada, and Cyril and Prince Johnson in Grenada. Mother-in-law of Pat Bruno, also known as Tuma, Augustus James, Andres and Nutris Johnson. Many nieces and nephews. Many other relatives and friends, including the Johnson family of Bellevue, Ivy Hines and family, Daniel and Cindy Ann Lewis, George Herrick, Kendrick Gabriel, Maria Noel, Winston St. Bernard, Anthony Prosper, Felix Alexander, Patrick, Kenneth, Cicely and Eric Blackman, Mau, Andre, the guys of the Pink Shop at Mardi Gras, and friends and relatives of Concord and Mardi Gras. The funeral of the late Joan Greta Alexander of Bellevue, St. George, who resided at Mardi Gras, will take place on Thursday, June 30th at 9 a.m. Funeral service will be held at the Kingdom Hall of Jehovah's Witnesses, Green Street, St. George's, and interment will be at the St. George's Centre Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Hugh Thomas, also known as Danahue and Word, of Concord St. John, who resided at Chantymel St. Patrick, passed away on Tuesday, 31st May 2022, at the age of 85. He was the father of Jocelyn in the UK, Suey in the USA, Anthony and Anne-Marie in Grenada, Dev, Carol and Sharon in the USA, Johnny, Osmond and Junior in Grenada. Grandfather of 22, including Andy, Claire, Ali, Nadie, Craig, Tyreek, Elvin, Nick, Nicole, Timothy, Joshua, Sarafia, Alston, Kishton, Royston, Alistair, Kiva, and Molina. Great-grandfather of Brianna. Great-great-grandfather of Josiah. Father-in-law of Catherine, Loretta, Junior, and Hayden. Nephew of Auntie Lucienne. Uncle of many including Alice, Dolores, Hilaris, Valerie, and Norge. Many other relatives and close friends including Yvette, Norbert, John, the Thompson family of Marley and Chantymel, and friends and neighbours of Concord and Chantymel. The funeral of the late Hugh Thomas, also known as Danahue and Word, of Concord St. John, who resided at Chantymel St. Patrick, will take place on Friday, July 1st at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Chantymel Catholic Church, and interment will be at the family cemetery Chantymel St. Patrick. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Anthony Joseph Bartholomew of Pearl St. Andrew, who resided in England, passed away on Wednesday, 22nd June 2022, at the age of 46. He was the husband of Donna Marie Bartholomew, father of Ophir Collins, Isaiah, Stone, Zion, and Amina Bartholomew, grandfather of Sophia, Dujon, Stephen, Kajon, Kyle, Simeon, and Zajon, son of Monica John Williamson, stepson of Leonard Williamson, brother of Kevin and Charlene in England, father-in-law of Cameron Alexander and Reginald Collins, brother-in-law of Charmaine and Dawn Case, nephew of many including Emerald, Fortune, Benjamin, Godwin Sylvan, Jerry and Alice John, Leroy Cadet, Margaret Ford and Lenora Lewis, cousin of Jeffrey, Rex, Royan, Sinwin, Rodney and O'Neill. Many other relatives and friends including friends and neighbours of Pearls and in England. The funeral service for the late Anthony Joseph Bartholomew of Pearl St. Andrew, who resided in England, will take place in England. Arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Stacey Ann Gibbs, also known as Kishona Thomas, of Hermitage St. Patrick, who resided at Montgelou and at Monkmore St. George, passed away on Friday, 3rd June 2022, at the age of 31. She was the wife of Eric Gibbs in the USA, stepmother of Deontay Gibbs, daughter of Gwendolyn Thomas Joseph and Benedict John, stepdaughter of Emmanuel Joseph, also known as Dread, granddaughter of Henry Thomas, also known as Tattoo, sister of Christelle, also known as Jenilyn, Josiane, Imon, Imonda, and Elon in Grenada, Kishel and Nicola in the USA, daughter-in-law of Doreen and Dolman Gibbs, sister-in-law of Michael Gibbs, Nikita Gibbs Valley Horse, Sean Antwine, and Franklin Roberts, niece of many including Lydia, Jessie, Janie, Bernadette, Trevor, Princess, Agatha, and Pamela, aunt of Zane, Janique, Raviel, Kenon, Jalon, and Kyrell. Many cousins including Romalia, Avion, Kimonda, Jamila, Cindy, and Maricela. Many other relatives and friends including Thornhill, Lair, Indy, Yolly, Tupac, Gillian Hines and family, Miriam and family, Marion Thornhill and family, Dorothy Bola and family, Brenda Niles and family, the Thomas, George, and John families of Hermitage, Redvers Filbert and family, the Gibbs family of Monkmoritz, members of the Monkmoritz organization, class of 2008 St. Joseph's Convent, Grenville, the staff of Royalton, the Grenada Yacht Club and Evoke, Dr. Nisha Ross, and friends and neighbours of Hermitage, Montgelou and Monkmoritz. The funeral of the late Stacey Ann Gibbs, also known as Kishorna Thomas of Hermitage St. Patrick, who resided at Montgelou and Montmoritz St. George, will take place on Monday, 4th July at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Hermitage Seventh-day Adventist Church, and interment will be at the Tivoli Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Homes.
Elizabeth Bowen Dumont, also known as Mummy Sis of Byland St. Andrew, passed away on Monday 30th May at the age of 89. She was the mother of John Dumont in the USA, Doreen, Kevin, and Doolin Dumont in Canada, Dalma and Desmond Dumont, Donna and Wendell in Grenada. Adopted mother of Alvin Holmes and Courtney Bridgman in the USA, Thomas Desant in Canada, Kelly Beggs, Keller Holmes, Nurse Gloria Noel, and Licky Bowen. Sister of Derek Clark, Roslyn and Doreen Bowen in Grenada, Durante Thomas in the USA, Virgin Bridgman, and Teresa Pascal in Canada. Grandmother of 35, including Katisha, Dwayne, Cameron, Nisha, Donrick, Jamar, Delma, Akeem, Lakeisha, Tafari, and Benji. Great-grandmother of 31. Sister-in-law of Jean Dumont, Venice Charles, Glenna Thomas, and Antonia Lewis. Mother-in-law of Robin, Sharon, and Nadisa Dumont and Danny Frederick. Aunt of many, including Janice, Emma, Rhonda, Clarence Bowen, Lloyd, Debbie, and Halford Lewis. Grand aunt of many. Many other relatives and close friends, including Ruby Nash, Stella Williams, Anne Bridgman, Kelvin Lickwish, Dr. Andy Bernard, Honorable Delma Thomas, Father Don, and members of the St. Michael's RC Church, the Dumont and Bowen families of Bylands, Marybo, Baltazar, Ladigue, and St. David, the Sandy and Hopkin families of Grand Bras, and the Roberts family of Bylands and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Elizabeth Bowen Dumont of Byland St. Andrew will take place on Tuesday, 5th July at 1 p.m. Service will be held at the St. Andrew the Apostle RC Church, Grenville. Interment will be at the Grand Bras Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home. Costley Hilaire, also known as Popo, of Marybo, who resided at Sab St. Andrew, passed away on Sunday 19th June at the age of 87. She was the mother of Irma, Roland, also known as Raga, Raymond, also known as Jem, and Vilma, also known as Steffi. Grandmother of Fitzroy, Jamila, Akila, Angel, Naomi, Kevin, Wavel, Colleen, Kissy, Ricardo, and Steve. Great-grandmother of 7, sister of Worthy Charles, Deslin Benjamin, Phyllis Alexander, Anne Didi Hilaire, Joseph Jerry Hilaire, Dunbar Charles, and Philip Alexander. Sister-in-law of Marilyn Charles, Geraldine Hilaire, and Osmond Benjamin. Mother-in-law of Jude Granger, Denise Hilaire, and Anne Klein. Aunt of many, including Derek Hilaire, Joycelyn Alexander, Deslin Williams, Gracelyn Forbes, Avis Hilaire, Teresa Pancho, Idis Julian, Marilyn Pancho, Evelyn, and Ulrich. Many other relatives and close friends, including the Brazan family of Vincennes, Hilaire and Benjamin families in England, Hilaire and Francois families in Trinidad, Hilaire family of Grand Bras, Grand Anne's, Marybo, and Canada, Adonis family of Simone, Nola Williams, Margaret, Mary Lewis, Anne-Marie, Valman, Marigold and family, Corinne Jones, friends and neighbors of Sab, Marybo, St. Clouds, and surrounding areas. Funeral service for the late Costley Hilaire of Marybo, who resided at Sab St. Andrew, will be held on Tuesday, 5th July at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Marybo Seventh-day Adventist Church, St. Andrew. Interment at the Grand Bras Cemetery. Arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home.
Catherine Rose Victor, also known as Tanty Rose and Cousin Rose, of Café St. Andrew, passed away on Thursday, 16th June 2022, at the age of 95. She was the aunt of many, including Sharon Alexander in the USA, Phyllis, Ronald, Marcel, and David. Niece of Eric St. Bernard in Trinidad. Aunt-in-law of Maria Edwards, Annette Edwards, David Sylvester, and others. Grand-aunt of Larry and Lauren Lewis and others. Sister-in-law of Agnes Alexander in Trinidad and Josephine Edwards. Close friend of Miss Edris, Miss Barry, and Caroline Filbert. Cousin and caretakers June Julian and Teresa Charles. Many other relatives and friends including June Mitchell, Jocelyn Mitchell, Lucille, Julia St. Louis, Gillian, Raphael, and friends and neighbours of Cafe and Felix Park, Crowshoe St. Andrew. The funeral of the late Catherine Rose Victor, also known as Tanti Rose and Cousin Rose of Cafe St. Andrew, will take place on Tuesday, July 5th at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Martin de Porres RC Church, Crowshoe St. Andrew, and interment will be at the Churchyard Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Agatha Teresa Rennick, also known as Agnes Batiste and Addie, of Wolf Estate St. John, who resided at Fontenoy, River Road, and Darbo St. George's, passed away on Monday, 13th June 2022, at the age of 84. She was the mother of Hilary Batiste, also known as Gary Boy, Marva Batiste in Canada, Selwyn Batiste, Leroy Batiste, Lynette Rennick, and Lorna Rennick Henry. Grandmother of 12, including Samaya and Anya Henry, Emon Batiste in Canada, Jamal, Chandel, and Summer Batiste, Kelsey Hercules, Sonel, and Tion Batiste. Great-grandmother of 4. Mother-in-law of Erwin Henry. Aunt of Lacey in Trinidad. Caregiver, Summer Collins. Many other relatives and close friends including Judith Church, Catherine Felix, Magdalene Patrick Jack, Rebecca McNeil, the Williams and Buck families of Wolf Estate, Lewin, Evelyn, Roxanne, Asher, Nadia and Rosalind Williams, the Bain and Rennick families of Fontenoy, Anderson Bain, also known as Brother, Anthea Rennick, Leisha Stanislaus, the Nelson family of River Road, the Mathurin family of Birchgrove, Hermione Stewart, Dr. Francis Martin, and friends and neighbours of Wove, Fontenoy, River Road, and Darbo. The funeral of the late Agatha Teresa Rennick of Wove Estate St. John, who resided at Fontenoy, River Road, and Darbo St. George's, will take place on Tuesday, July 5th at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Cathedral of the Immaculate Conception, Church Street, St. George's, and interment will be at the St. George's Centre Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
Peter Douglas, also known as Leslie of Mount Craven, who resided at Maddie's, St. Patrick and England in the UK, passed away on Thursday, 9th June in the UK at the age of 81. He was the husband of Maria Douglas, father of Stephen Marshall and Cheryl Joseph, stepfather of Patricia Welsh, Marian Charles, Arlene Marshall, and Daniel George, grandfather of Rene Joseph and Leonora Marshall, all in the UK. Brother of Crofton Douglas, Clarence Douglas, and Nellis Douglas McQueen in the UK, Lynn Batiste, Joan Goodin, Jane Lewis, Hugh Douglas, Harold Douglas, and Shavane Douglas in the USA. Brother-in-law of Michael McQueen, Cuthbert Batiste, William Gooding, Delma, Gloria, Patsy, Monica, and Thelma Douglas. Several nieces and nephews. Many cousins, other relatives and friends including Lloyd Douglas, Hennessy Jeffrey, Harold and Frank Nelson, Norris James, Michael Joseph, Celia Harper, Pauline Charles, friends and neighbours of Mount Craven, Maddie's, the UK and the USA. The funeral of the late Peter Douglas of Mount Craven, who resided at Maddie's, St. Patrick and England in the UK, will take place on Wednesday, 6th July in the UK. Funeral service will be held at the St. John's Church, 4 Church Avenue, Southall, at 12 noon. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
Walma Castillo of Upper Depredine Street, Grove, St. John, a well-known seamstress, passed away on Saturday, 11th June 2022, at the age of 88. She was the mother of Eric Burke in the USA, Kenneth Kai Castillo, Lionel Chaney Castillo, Raphael Castillo, and Ann Wilson. Stepmother of Marilyn Ballantyne in Aruba, Dennis and Herbert Castillo. Adopted mother of Francis Abraham, Carol Ann Snack, and Judith Welch in the USA. Grandmother of Nicole, Brandon, and Avril Burke, Carrie and Kaylon Wilson, and Valentine. Sister of Joan Abraham and Bernadette Jaffier in the USA. Aunt of many including Nordica, Gemma, Jacqueline, Ian, Anne-Marie and Joan Abraham, Lester James, Bernard and Shirley Ann Lorraine. Mother-in-law of Michael Wilson, Marilyn and Teresa. Many other relatives and close friends including the Abraham family, Oral and Ingrid, the Augustine family of Grandroy and Concord, the Castillo families in England and Trinidad, Nurse Kathleen Mitchell, Elaine Dabrio and family, members of the Grove Catholic Prayer Group and Mothers Union, the staff and residents of Hillsview Home for the Aged, the Glencase Geriatric Caregivers, and friends and neighbours of Grove and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Walmer Castillo of Upper Depredine Street, Grove, St. John, will take place on Wednesday, July 6th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Peter's Roman Catholic Church, Grove, and interment will be at the Douglaston Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
Agatha Roberts, also known as Monica Sabazan and Monix of Grand Roy, who resided in Marigot, St. John, passed away on Tuesday, 7th June, at the age of 92. She was the mother of Maureen and Philomena Sabazan, grandmother of Adrian Sabazan, Maisha Bain, Nisha George in the UK, Delon Philip, Nikita Richards, Teresha Nelson and Ellen Clark, great-grandmother of 13, great-great-grandmother of 1, mother-in-law of Paul Philip and Logan Richards, sister-in-law of Maritha Joseph, aunt of many including Shami and Benjamin in the USA. Many other relatives and friends including the Sabazan family of Marigot, the Scott family of Grand Roy, Philip Bain and family, the Goodings family, Peter Frederick and family, the McQueen family, Stephen Collins and family, Ali Gill, Edith Williams and family, Joan Abraham, James Modest, Carlton in St. Croix, friends and neighbours of Grand Roy and Marigot. The funeral of the late Monica Sabazan of Grand Roy, who resided in Marigot, St. John, will take place on Thursday, 7th July at 12 noon. Funeral service will be held at the Grand Roy RC Church, St. John, and interment will be at the family cemetery, Marigot. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
Rosanna Evans, also known as Linda Batiste, of Soubise St. Andrew, a well-known trafficker and market vendor, passed away on Sunday 29th May 2022 at the age of 87. She was the mother of Maudlin, Denoth, Daniel, Selwyn, Rosalie and Tomita Batiste, Petra Abraham, Decima Fletcher, Cynthia Noel, Scortilda Avery and Sophia Batiste in the USA, Jacqueline Davis and Leron Batiste in Canada. Grandmother of 28 including Rena Batiste, Rion Charles, Wida Alexander, Teddy Matthew, Calvin Batiste, Sean Batiste, Carrington Simeon, Dale Batiste, Valda Lyons, Joaski Noel, Hensley and Cress Batiste. Great-grandmother of many including Kai Batiste Frederick, Kadisha Batiste, Tafari Mitchell, Kaylee Avery, Dodie and D'Angelo Fletcher. Aunt of Steve Marast. Mother-in-law of Raymond Charles, Paul Davis in Canada, and Delola Batiste and David Fletcher in the USA. Many cousins, other relatives and close friends including Anisha George, Winifred Edwards, Teresa Adonis, Fenton Frederick, Lenroy Alexander, Esme Jack, Clarice Thomas and family, Merlin Mendez and family, Joycelyn Rayburn and family, Tasha Charles, Charlene Daniel and family, Gloria Mangle and family, the Evans family of Carriere and Pearls, the Batiste family of Pedmotor, the Mason family of Hermitage, the Mitchell family of Petite Martinique, the parish priest and parishioners of the St. Andrew the Apostle Roman Catholic Church Grenville, vendors at the Grenville Market Square, and friends and neighbours of Soubise and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late Rosanna Evans, also known as Linda Batiste of Soubise St. Andrew, a well-known trafficker and market vendor, will take place on Thursday, July 7th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Andrew the Apostle Roman Catholic Church, Grenville, and entombment will be at the Grand Bras Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Elsa Catherine Holder, also known as Tanti, of La Poterie St. Andrew, passed away on Friday 24th June 2022 at the age of 63. The funeral arrangements for the late Elsa Catherine Holder of La Poterie St. Andrew will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Vonley Joseph, also known as Vonley James of Tivoli St. Andrew, who resided at Caliste St. George, passed away on Monday 27th June 2022 at the age of 79. The funeral arrangements for the late Vonley Joseph, also known as Vonley James of Tivoli St. Andrew, who resided at Caliste St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Gabriel Kenneth Mason, also known as Blackman and Gambi, of Loretto St. John, passed away on Monday 27th June 2022 at the age of 70. The funeral arrangements for the late Gabriel Kenneth Mason, also known as Blackman and Gambi, of Loretto St. John, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Cyprian Paulinus Charles, also known as Sippo, of Rucaine St. David, passed away on Tuesday 28th June 2022 at the age of 86. The funeral arrangements for the late Cyprian Paulinus Charles, also known as Sippo, of Rucaine St. David, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Will and Percy Sylvester, also known as Dub B or Slow, of River Sally St. Patrick, a former police officer, Constable number 705, passed away on Thursday 23rd June 2022 at the age of 53. The funeral arrangements for the late Willan Percy Sylvester, also known as Dub B or Slow, of River Sally St. Patrick, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Monica Veronica Benoit of Grand Anse St. George died on Tuesday 21st June 2022 at the age of 98. The funeral arrangements for the late Monica Veronica Benoit of Grand Anse St. George will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Christiana Margaret Hyacinth, also known as Chrissy and Mama, of Happy Hill St. George, passed away on Tuesday 14th June 2022 at the age of 90. The funeral arrangements for the late Christiana Margaret Hyacinth, also known as Chrissy and Mama, of Happy Hill St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Trevor Williams, also known as Jim, Padgey and Crabback Man, of Marrast Hill Tempe St. George, passed away on Tuesday 21st June 2022 at the age of 65. The funeral arrangements for the late Trevor Williams, also known as Jim, Padgey and Crabback Man, of Marrast Hill Tempe St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
Margaret Garraway, also known as Drina and grandmother of St. Paul St. George, died on Friday the 17th of June at the age of 82. We'll have funeral arrangements for the late Margaret Garraway, also known as Drina and grandmother of St. Paul St. George, in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Roland Mitchell of Waltham St. Mark, who resided at Molinaire St. George, passed away on Sunday, June 12, 2022, at the age of 48. The funeral arrangements for the late Roland Mitchell of Waltham St. Mark, who resided at Molinaire St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Jean Agatha Bruno of Mardi Gras St. Paul St. George died on Wednesday 15th June 2022 at the age of 67. The funeral arrangements for the late Jean Agatha Bruno of Mardi Gras St. Paul St. George will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
The management and staff of MTV extend deepest condolences to those of you whose loved ones have passed on. Thank you for watching.
The Bible, this book, familiar to every person on the face of the earth today, gives us directions for our life. When death comes, there is great sorrow to the family and friends and loved ones of the one that has passed on. But if we put our trust in the Lord Jesus Christ and we follow the instructions of this book, we know we will meet again. We don't take it lightly. We don't take it for granted. There must be a decision, because without a decision, the decision is made to be separated from God. So put your trust in the Lord. Believe. The thief on the cross said, Lord, consider me. And Jesus said, today you would be with me this very hour. And they died together. So put your trust in the Lord, and God bless you during your time of grief and bereavement. Put your trust in the Lord.